Principle number 2, relationships are your goal. I'm going to say this another way. You've got to get people to like you. You have to get people to like you at work. I was once working with this executive team, and I said to all of these executives in the room, I said, look guys, you have to get your team members to like you. And the CEO raises her hand and she said, no, you mean respect, don't you? You must mean respect. I said, no. Respect is not necessarily a good thing. Respect is not an emotion. The word respect is used inherently negatively at work all the time, like with all due respect, or I respect you, but nothing good ever comes out of that language. People have to genuinely like you in order to follow you. We will not follow leaders that we do not like. And if you don't like a leader, they could have the most well thought out plan in the history of plans, and you are still going to find a reason not to follow them. It is very easy to find reasons not to like someone that we just intrinsically don't like. Okay, and the reason this is important is because people are wrong when they think that influence in the organization comes from the org chart. There is influence in the org chart. It lets you hire people, fire people, give them their performance reviews. But it is the weakest type of influence that exists in the organization because it's really hard to change. It takes a lot of effort. It also only applies to your specific silo. Organizations are much more collaborative than that. We have to work with a lot of different types of people. If you just go by where you sit in the org chart, you're going to lose. Now, another way to influence is to be perceived as an expert in something. If you are perceived as the smartest person in the building at what you do, you are going to have influence in that specific area, but perceive is the key word here. Just think to yourself, have you ever had a boss and you don't know how in the world they ended up in that position because they don't know what they're doing? Well, guess what? Someone perceived them to be an expert. Someone perceived that to be the best decision. Perception is the key word. Okay, that doesn't mean it's fact. It means that's what someone else thinks. And the best way to influence perception is by building relationships. There's this really old study from the Carnegie Foundation, but it still holds true today that 85% of your job success comes from the soft skills. Only 15% of it comes from technical knowledge. Because relationships at work are like your secret weapon. They allow you to influence without that formal structure. It also means you can tap into that emotional part of the brain that we talked about in the first principle, right? It's incredibly important. But the thing is, you can't wait until you need something to start building relationships. You've got to start doing it right now. That way they're already in place when you need something from someone. So don't wait. Build relationships with the people that you work with in all areas, not just in your department. Anyone that plays in your sandbox, you've got to be on good terms with because that's how you're going to get ahead. In order to do that, you're going to have to adapt to people with different tendencies. We're going to talk about that in the next video.